forever. He also forced the French to suspend nuclear testing in the Pacific, and he buried the White Australia policy. In the Australia I remember, able and thinking men either left the country or stumbled about with a mob trying not to appear too clever. Whitlam has paid the price for being too clever. Manly beats Sydney, home of Frank Hardy, Australia's best-selling novelist and one of its finest radical political writers.
Frank, for me, coming back at Australia looks pretty much the same. Same beach life. Nothing seems to have changed much. Is this calm a right impression or not?
Well, there are those who think the great Australian apathy will prevail, as it is here today amongst these few people lounging on Manly Beach, which I was doing this morning. A lot of people don't think it will prevail, and I'm one of those. November the 11th to December the 13th changed something in this country, and I don't think there's any way we can go back.
That's the day Whitlam was fired.
Yeah, when the coup, as is often called here, took place. Now, whatever the legalities of that were, there are perhaps 20 or 25% of the community think it was illegal and were extremely angry. Whitlam told them on the steps of Parliament House, on the television, keep your rage up. Well, some of them have. Gough hasn't, but many others have. And I think that not only will apathy not prevail, but a situation that began on November the 11th will now continue with this confrontation with the unions that Fraser's deliberately bringing about, and the dismantling of the welfare state social program. And there are, I would say, roughly 20% of the community is prepared to fight on this.
You mentioned 20% of Australians, but what about the rest? Well, how do you think they might react when all this begins to happen?
Well, the middle-class backlash against Whitlam brought Fraser into power, and the appalling thing about November the 11th is this. Had there been an actual army coup instead of a peaceful coup of the Governor-General and Kerr's Kerr, the middle class would have supported it. They wouldn't have turned a hair. All they wanted was to get Whitlam out, to get back to prosperity, to get back to tax dodges, to the comfort, to end inflation, curb the unions. They supported that coup, and in my opinion, the Labor Party, as a political force in Australia, is finished for at least 10 years.
Frank Hardy and those like him will keep their rage up, but it's a melancholy rage, barely noticed amidst the good ochre life. The surf, the pubs, the oysters, the coldies, the beetroot sandies, the Queen's reassuring face everywhere, and the endless anaesthetic chirping of commercial radio.
Time on Fantastic CW, now to 6:41.
Don't you really feel like falling through the floor when you get back from lunch? She says...
Oh, guess you had garlic for lunch.
Well, that was before double mint stick gum from Wrigley.
If you're out of work at the moment, this is a great opportunity. You can become a